But I retired a year ago. My wife just retired this year. She was a nurse for 40 years, and I was a high school teacher for 40 years, and a professional musician with a Christian men's group. But when I retired, we both wanted to get out of California to someplace more slow down pace of life.
So we lived in LA County for 50 years, I guess. We've been married for 40. We just celebrated our 40th anniversary, and we're just retired. So very happy to be in this area. We love it.
And so we were up here talking to my son, visiting him, and the person that sold him his house, realtor, Jeff Baker, we talked to him about possibly finding us a spot. And so Jeff said, well, if you do find a spot, I know a person that you need to contact. There's only one person you need to contact, and his name is John Gerard. He says he's a great man. He's been here a long time. He's won awards, but he's approachable. He's not a business person. He's a friend type of situation. So we didn't know John from anybody, and we didn't know anybody in the area, but we got the property, and John was the one who sat down and talked with us, and we talked to him and felt immediately comfortable, like he'd been a friend all of our life. And he wasn't pushy. He said, what do you want? And that was the beginning of a relationship that I think has just been God ordained ever since. We had to sell our home down in Los Angeles area, County First, because we could not just go out and have a house being built without having that house sold, because we didn't have enough funds.
So we assumed that it was going to sell very easily, but in this market everything is very, very difficult. And so we didn't anticipate that we were going to have the house on the market as long as we did. And we assumed that everything would be sold and ready, and we'd be up here in January, and we were told the house would be ready in January. But it didn't sell. Well, he basically paid off the house himself and took a loan to do that of his own money, and waited for us to be able to sell our house so that we could pay him. So I mean, that's a huge trust issue right there, and you're not going to find that in very many people. So when I say godsend, it really was.
I was probably scared to death having a house built for the first time. We've always found one and moved in. But after meeting John and talking to him, he made us feel very comfortable. And we both, my wife and I both, kind of looked at each other and had that nod, you know, says, yeah, this is right, this is right. This is somebody we don't have to go to sleepless nights on wondering what's going to happen behind our back or situation.
We could have, I suppose, moved into a house that was already built, but we wouldn't have all the things that we wanted. And we wouldn't have the view, we wouldn't have the lot that we have and the area that we have. So, you know, we've never done this before, but because we were retiring and we wanted to have what we wanted, not what somebody else wanted, it really worked for us.
And then John introduced us to his head contractor, our building supervisor, Bob, who was even more awesome, it seemed like, in doing everything we possibly could. We changed things after they had put the frame of the house, and Bob says, we can change that with no problem. And John says, yeah, we can do that with no problem. And he and Bob and John together were just, you cannot find, honestly, I'm not just saying this, you can't find more honest people to work with, who really want this house to be, John says it all the time, this is your house. It's not his house he's building for sale. He's building our house for us to live in. And John and Bob both have that same philosophy. We are building your house and we want to do it right. And that's just priceless.
We had kind of a basic plan, and then from there, we would just tell them, can you put a window over here, or we don't want a tub, we want a walk-in shower. Can you drop the windows in the front so we can have a better view? All these little tweaks, and whatever it was, they went ahead and did it with absolutely no problem. It was just great.
We wanted a single-story place because my wife and I have a hard time walking in older age. And we've been living in a two-story house for all of our lives, and so we wanted something nice and spacious. Original design, big. I'm not exactly a petite person, and so we wanted everything to kind of fit my character and my size, and we like to entertain. And so we asked for some parameters. John gave us the basic structure of the house and says, now you design what you want on the inside.
Well, it was a great experience. We've never built a house from scratch before. And we had a lot of help, so you know, John and Bob together would help us and send us to different places and say, here's the paint company that we use, and here you just pick out what you want, and then we'll put it in, you know. And these are different floor samples or different things, and if you want to upgrade or whatever you want to do, you go ahead and just pick out what you want. And so, you know, we just had sort of a theme in mind that we wanted, and we like kind of the earth tones. And so we have a lot of fun picking out all the different samples and things that we were going to do. And it turned out perfect.
We can knock out this wall, expand this, whatever you want to. Whatever we wanted to do, John said, well, we're glad to do it for you. And didn't, you know, put us in the bankruptcy to try and get anything done. He was there to work for us every step of the way. And the house is our design. And we love it. And the things we wanted, John gave to us. Plus fitting it on the property so we can get as much maximum square footage as possible for the property. And it's just been perfect ever since. We've been here 2.5 months, and it feels like paradise for the last 2.5 months.